Nightmares aren't just random stories your brain invents at night. They're old fears and painful memories trying to make sense of what once hurt you. And sometimes, instead of helping, your mind ends up replaying the same scenes again and again, leaving you exhausted, scared, and afraid to close your eyes. Have you ever asked yourself why your nightmares keep coming back, no matter how much time has passed? Why you wake up in the middle of the night with your heart racing, wishing you could just have one peaceful sleep? Is it really possible to stop bad dreams, quiet the fear behind them, and finally rest without waking up shaken? Stay with me because in this video, I'll show you what both ancient wisdom and modern brain science say about nightmares, why they persist, why they feel so vivid, and how you can step in to change the story. By the end, you'll learn a gentle 2-minute night ritual to help calm painful memories, reduce fear, and guide your brain towards safer, more peaceful sleep. Why do our minds hold on to fear so tightly that it even follows us into our dreams? Why, if something happened long ago, do we still feel its shadow every time we close our eyes? To understand this, we have to step out of the lab for a moment and listen to thinkers who have been wrestling with fear for thousands of years. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them." In other words, the event itself is not what still keeps you awake, it is the meaning you gave it. Picture a child bitten by a dog. The pain happened once, but the brain built a story. Dogs are dangerous. That story stays alive long after the bite is gone. At night, when your conscious guard is down, those stories sneak into your dreams. Ancient Stoics believed this. Suffering grows when we keep agreeing with fearful thoughts, almost like signing a contract with them. Another Stoic idea comes from the concept of prohairesis, your inner power to choose how to respond to what happens. The Stoics taught that impressions come to us like uninvited guests. Fear knocks at the door, but we don't have to invite it to dinner, yet most of us do. We feel the fear, we believe it, and we let it settle in. Nightmares are, in a way, the mind's late-night screening of those unchallenged beliefs. Chrysippus, another great Stoic, described fear as a judgment, an opinion that danger is coming and you are powerless. This is key. Fear isn't just a raw reflex. It's a story about threat and weakness. When you've lived something painful, your brain stamped it with danger. Each time the memory resurfaces, especially in dreams, the old judgment plays again. You are not safe. But judgments can be questioned and rewritten. Think of it like a movie script. The event wrote the first draft, but every night your brain is like an editor reviewing scenes. If no new notes come in, the old scary cut stays. Philosophy invites you to pick up the pen. It says, you can change that the dog bit you, but you can change what it means about every dog and about your safety now. This isn't about denying what happened. The Stoics never said to pretend life is painless. They said to separate the raw fact from the layers of fear we add. Imagine breaking a bone. It hurts, but later the fear of I'm fragile forever can be worse than the break. In the same way, a trauma may have ended years ago, but its nightmare lives on because of the story we've been repeating unconsciously. Understanding this ancient wisdom matters because it gives you back agency. You are not broken because you dream of fear. You're human, but your mind is showing you the script it's been running. And if a script can be read, it can be edited. The first step to freeing yourself from nightmares is realizing they are not random punishments. They old judgments echoing in the dark, waiting for you to step in and offer a new perspective. Why do nightmares come back even when we wish they'd disappear? Why can a single scene, an accident, a humiliation, a moment of danger return years later to wake us up in a cold sweat? The answer isn't that you're weak or broken. It's how the brain stores and replays fear. Neuroscientists like Joseph Ledoux discovered that fear lives in a circuit deep inside your brain. When something scary happens, your amygdala, the brain's alarm, rings loud and fast. It stamps the memory with danger like sticking a red warning label on a file. That file doesn't just hold the facts of the event, it holds the emotion too. Later, when the memory is triggered, the alarm rings again, even if the real danger is long gone. That's why just remembering the dark street where something bad happened can make your heart race. But here's the part most people don't know. Memories aren't set in stone. Every time you recall a memory, it briefly unlocks. Scientists call this reconsolidation. Daniela Schiller's work showed that when a memory is reactivated, it becomes flexible for a short window. During that time, the brain can rewrite some of its emotional weight before the memory locks again. If no new signal comes in, the fear stays. But if safety and calm are introduced, the alarm can get quieter. Sleep plays a huge role here. Matthew Walker's research shows that during REM sleep, when we dream, the brain reprocesses emotions. It is like an overnight therapy session where adrenaline should stay low so you can re-experience feelings safely. But when the system is overloaded from trauma, chronic stress, or unresolved fear, REM can fail to soothe. Instead, adrenaline sneaks in and the dream turns into a nightmare. That's why trauma survivors often have repetitive, intense dreams. The brain keeps trying to heal but doesn't get the safety signal it needs. Northwestern University experiments even showed that you can influence this process. Researchers played a specific sound tied to a fearful memory while people slept, and the fear response dropped when they woke. The key insight: when the brain revisits a fear during sleep, it's open to update. If you give it a calm cue, a phrase, an image, a smell, the fear circuit can weaken. This is powerful news. It means nightmares aren't proof that you're stuck forever. They're an opportunity. Your brain is knocking on the door saying, "I'm trying to fix this, can you help?" And you can. You can bring in a signal of safety before sleep, so when the fear file reopens, it has new material to save. That's what the simple ritual at the end of this video is built for, giving your brain a safe, calming cue right when it's most ready to edit fear. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to teach you an easy 2-minute practice you can do tonight. It won't erase your past, nothing can, but it can help your brain reduce the emotional charge of old memories and make your sleep safer and calmer. If you've been living with recurring nightmares and just want to rest in peace again, this is where change begins. We've seen that nightmares are not random monsters attacking you at night. They're stories built from fear and old pain. The Stoics, Epictetus, Chrysippus, already told us that we suffer less from events themselves and more from the judgments we attach to them. They taught that impressions arrive, but we can choose not to sign a lifelong contract with fear. Modern science agrees. Joseph Litters showed how the brain labels memories with danger. Daniela Schiller revealed that each time a memory is recalled, it briefly unlocks and can be updated. Matthew Walker's research proved that sleep is the emotional workshop where healing can happen, if the brain feels safe enough. Even experiments from Northwestern showed we can send a calm signal during sleep and reduce fear's grip. All of this means nightmares aren't a life sentence. They're a signal, your brain saying, "I'm trying to heal, but I need help." And that help can be gentle, small, and done at home. Now imagine what your nights could feel like if fear no longer hijacked them. Picture lying down and not dreading what will happen when you close your eyes. Imagine sleeping deeply, dreaming without panic, and waking up rested instead of exhausted. See yourself moving through the day lighter because the nights are no longer a battlefield. Your past stops replaying in the dark. Your mind finally gets to rewrite the story. To start guiding your brain tonight, try this simple 2-minute practice. When you're ready to sleep, lie comfortably and slow your breathing. Let your body settle, shoulders heavy, jaw soft. Then gently bring to mind the fear or memory that keeps returning in your nightmares. Don't dive deep or relive every detail. Just acknowledge that it's there. Now, softly repeat a phrase that signals safety and strength. It could be, "I'm safe now," or "that danger is over," or "I can sleep in peace." Choose words that feel believable. Not magical, just true enough to hold on to. While you repeat your phrase, picture a small future scene where you are free from this fear, walking confidently, laughing in a place that once felt threatening, waking up calm. Hold that image and phrase for a minute or two as you drift towards sleep. This works because when you recall a fear, the memory briefly unlocks. Scientists call it reconsolidation. By pairing the memory with a calm, safe message right before sleep, you give your brain new information to save when it relaxes. Overnight, the fear label gets weaker and your system learns the danger has passed. You're not forcing fake positivity. You're teaching your nervous system something real, that you have survived and are safe now. And because it happens as you sleep, the brain integrates it quietly, without the resistance of waking thought. If you've been living with recurring nightmares, this small practice can be the first step to reclaiming your nights. It won't erase the past, but it can reduce the emotional punch of old memories and help you finally rest. Every night you repeat it, you teach your brain a new ending. If this video helped you, share in the comments what fear or memory you're ready to soften tonight, and the phrase you will use to tell your brain it is safe. And don't forget to subscribe to keep learning how to combine ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience to heal fear, rewrite old pain, and build a calmer, freer mind while you sleep.